Hi, you guys. Give me 5 minutes while you listen to this music, or maybe less. I'm allowed to play this. This ain't me playing either. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi. Thank you. I noticed no one was really on. Okay, let me be quick. I'll be right back. Enjoy the tunage. God, you guys. Shit. Oh my God. Let me go through the names again. Destiny Rose, BM Turtle Madness, Stardust, KC, Teresa, Brian Plott, Linda Smith, Jamie Peace, Tara Lee, FGTEEV, Banana Freckles. Either I don't know how to view this or something is wrong on your end. That's from Jean Marie. What? No, I don't know. Okay. That was from my messenger. Amanda Elizabeth Nanny 423, Angie Gibson. Hey, it's me, Stony Stone. You came back? Whoops. Now we hear you. Yeah, what a dumbass. Hello. Yeah, so I'm trying to find ideas and keep it different, right? Keep it original. There we go. So I typed in Google mysterious and this came up. Then there's some kind of neat stories here that I guess I'll go ahead and read. Mysterious messages found in a bottle. And you guys can be thinking about whether you ever wanted to do this, put a message in a bottle, or if you did, or you know of somebody that did. Because most of these bottles, I read a couple of stories, were found. And this first one, the first one, the family's lives were saved. So I thought that was kind of neat. And I can bring you up on panel. Stony Stone, I can bring you up on panel. Or anybody else, Brian Plott, Jamie, anybody. I'm just reading the names I'm seeing right here. Teresa, closest to me, Stardust, any of you. Nanny, Amanda, any of you can come up. Probably won't do any more than at a time, 2. Oh my gosh, listen to those kittens. They sound like a bunch of birds. Like they do. They're like, all right. Who can resist the mystery and allure of a message in a bottle? For centuries, people have written notes and letters, placed them in glass bottles, and tossed them into the sea with the hope that someone someday would find the bottle and read their message. Hi, Shannon. Hi, TLC. Hi, everybody. I always say this because I'm reading off this iPad. My phone's a flip phone. And then I'm looking at this iPad. If Jimmy goes live, let me know, okay, you guys? We don't want to miss his show. Hi, Raven. Hello. Okay, the lucky people who have discovered a message in a bottle often find their lives are changed forever. Most of the floating missives, MISSIVES, are real messages in bottles, though they are sometimes sent as a joke. Messages found in bottles might offer good news or bad, express a longing for love or friendship, or contain words of hope or regret. But all of them offer a sense of wonder and wishfulness. All right. This is a message that saved a family's lives. Curtis Whitson, his 13-year-old son, and his girlfriend, Crystal Ramirez, went backpacking at the Arroyo Seco River in California. I got to make this bigger. For Father's Day weekend in 2019. Though Whitson is familiar with the Central California coast forest and takes as many as 20 backpacking trips there every year, he didn't expect to find himself trapped between 40-foot rocks and a strong water current. Hi, Taylor. Tina, your music. What, is it still going? Is my music still going? Wait, pause. Was it going? Is Luna here? Oh my God, my mute. You guys, I couldn't hear it on this end, but just now it said pause. So it had to have kept going. That's weird. It stopped, you guys, when I started my show. Hi, Ms. Ann. Okay, could you hear anything I said? Oh my God. Could you hear anything I said? Hi, Darzilla. It's probably was just muffled or something, right? Whoops. Oh, okay. That yes, I know was to the music was still going. I know it wasn't to you could hear everything I said. Ms. Ann Horn, 347, yes. You could hear what I said? Me and Shannon says yes. Yeah, I've seen that done. It's pretty cool. FGTEEV. Oh, excuse. Why do I always have to have the belches, you guys, when I'm on here? I think it's because I downed my drink too fast. All right, so these are messages in a bottle. Do I need to read the little preview first? Tell me that. The Who Can Resist the Mystery and Allure of a Message in a Bottle? For centuries, people have been. Do I need to repeat all that, do you guys think? Yes, we heard you. We heard you. Yes. I heard you. Okay. All right. I'll go on. Hi, Joni. All right, you guys let me know when Jimmy goes, Jimmy and PJ or just Jimmy goes live. So I have no way of knowing. All right, I'm just going to start the little first two sentences over. A message that saved a family's lives. Curtis Whitson, his 13-year-old son, and his girlfriend, Crystal Ramirez, went backpacking at the Arroyo Seco River in California for Father's Day weekend in 2019. Though Whitson is familiar with the Central California coast forest and takes as many as 20 backpacking trips there every year, he didn't expect to find himself trapped between 40-foot rocks and a strong water current. Whitson and his crew planned to float down the river to their campground, but the currents made the river impassable, and the rope previously in place to help hikers out of such a situation was gone. Once they realized they were stuck, the group used the paper they had on hand to write a message that read, "We are stuck here at the waterfall. Get help, please," and the date, June 15, 2019. Hi, Nessa. Thank you. Hi, Luna. Luna Moon, where are you? Oh, that's the name of your show. That's right. I thought you were asking where someone was. My nose gets dry. I watch back my lives and I notice I go a lot. You know, it just gets dry and it might be a habit a little bit. I don't know. I hope not. All right. They placed the message in a green water bottle, scratched help into the side, and tossed it over the waterfall. Two identified hikers found the message, and the California Highway Patrol rescued the three stranded hikers the following day. Whitson and Ramirez are looking to identify the hikers who found their message to thank them for saving their lives. That's nice. That's a nice story. Okay, the next one. A haunting message from the Titanic. Many people have undoubtedly wondered over the years if any of the Titanic passengers had the time and presence of mind to write a note, find a bottle, and toss it into the Atlantic as the great ship was sinking. Well, it turns out someone did. A young Irishman named Jeremiah Burke was traveling with a cousin to join their family in Boston. He was off to start a new life and was excited about the possibilities. So when the Titanic began to sink and Burke realized he would perish, he managed to write out a note. Before his departure from Ireland, his mother had given him a small bottle of holy water. In his last moments, Burke put his note into the bottle and cast it into the sea. His note read, "Hi, Justice Jane." It didn't read that. It didn't read, "Hi, Justice Jane." It says can't post comments to some destinations. I don't know. I made it go to Facebook and YouTube. Hello. Hi, baby girl. It said, this is what his note said. From Titanic. Goodbye, all. Burke of Glanmire Cork. That's really sad. Sadly, both Burke and his cousin perished in the sinking, and his poignant message washed ashore in the bottle a year later. Just a few miles from his home, you guys. Think about that. The Titanic sinks in the Atlantic, and that bottle washes up ashore a few miles from Ireland, his hometown. Wow. And he perished. That's really sad. But I'm not going to cry. I've been like getting teared up on every gosh darn live I've been doing. Just a small town girl. Hey. Baby girl. I was waiting on her other stream. On Facebook? On the Facebook? That's the only other stream I did. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Okay. Unfinished business aboard the Lusitania. Okay, that's a luxury ocean liner. The Lusitania was once a luxury ocean liner, meeting its demise within years of the Titanic. Despite the fate of its predecessor, the Lusitania continued to sail, undeterred by the dangers brought about by World War I. That is, until the great ship was tragically hit by a German torpedo in May 1915 while on its way from New York to Liverpool. The damage was so severe that the Lusitania sank in only 18 minutes. More than 1,000 people lost their lives and only around 700 were rescued. I have the stream posted 2 times, named the same thing. Oh my God. That makes sense, though. I'll tell you why. I typed in the title, I did the destination in the title. And then I went to Enter Studio. Anne will know all about this stuff, but I'm sure she's quicker. You dirty rat, the note read holy water doesn't work. I'm not calling someone a dirty rat. That's the name of someone in the chat. You dirty rat. It sounded like I said, you dirty rat. I am on the other stream. It's not playing it. So directed people here, that's okay, right? Heck yeah, please do. Go. Okay. I'm glad you guys are telling me this because I came in the studio and then I realized I didn't have my music from the library that's free. I don't want to play the same gosh darn ones, right? That I found without the library that I'm allowed to play. So I ended it, got my music, and restarted. So yeah, that's why. I'm going to make sure I don't do that again. All right. Wow. Okay, so 700 were rescued on the Lusitania. 1,000 died. Somehow there was one passenger aboard who had the presence of mind and the time to dash off a quick note, put it in a bottle, and set it adrift before the end came. The unknown author chillingly wrote, "Still on deck with a few people. The last boats have left. We are sinking fast. Some men near me are praying with a priest. The end is near. Maybe this note will. That's all it says. And then it says the writer of the message must have realized that he only had a few moments left to roll up the note and secure it in a bottle, tossing it into the sea just in time. Gosh, so he probably died too, you guys. The end is near. Maybe this note will. And it ends right there. Hi, Pinkie Pie. I know, message in a bottle. I went over to the library to find the police to see if I could find that song. Not that it would be allowed, but what if it was? Now, I could play it, I guess, but I'd have to interrupt it like every 4 seconds or 5 or whatever it is, right? Message in a bottle. And then what? Talk over it or turn it off and talk? Like that's, anyway, that's the song I thought of. If I miss anyone's name, don't be offended. Heartbreaking Auschwitz message in a bottle. These are kind of fun to read because like some are more recent, some are way back in the day, some are on ships. Wow. Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you for the roses and the hearts and everything. Hi, Janine. Wow, got so many people over here. Don't forget to like, okay, you guys, and subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, I'm doing really quite well. I mean, if I do say so myself, I have 700 and hi, Michael Blade. When I started this program, I had 725. Like, I'm so happy. So my goal is 750. Ow. All right. Not everyone who feels the need to cast a message off into the universe in a bottle has a body of water available to them. There are some bottles with messages found not only on seashores, but on land. Okay, I never even thought of that, you guys. Such was the case in a hauntingly sad story from Auschwitz, the infamous Nazi concentration camp. This bottle, which was discovered in 2009 by construction workers near the camp, held a message dated September 9, 1944. Hi, Steffi. Hi, Donna Clark. Hello, all you beautiful people. I sound like Jimmy. How are all my beautiful people today? How are my... Okay. My animal is guinea pig. It just is. I had two. One died a few months ago. Everyone has a million cats. Dumpling's musky rat. Anne is bullfrogs, right? Or just frogs? Bullfrogs, I think. So I thought I should be guinea pig. So how are all my guinea pigs today? Do you want to be called a guinea pig? Do you guys mind? Michael Blade, do you mind being called a guinea pig? How are all my guinea pigs today? All right. Yeah, so that message was dated September 9, 1944. On that day long ago, a desperate camp inmate recorded the names, camp assigned numbers, and hometowns of 7 male Auschwitz prisoners. I mean, that's all that's written here. But blue, the word bottle is in blue, so let's see if anything comes up. Note found in bottle hidden Auschwitz wall. Tells story of 6 Christians and a Jew whose cooperation helped at least some of them survive the Nazis. Is that a different one? That's a different one, you guys. So I guess I'll read it. A note found in a bottle hidden inside an Auschwitz wall tells the story of 6 Christians and a Jew whose cooperation helped at least some of them survive the Nazis. Workers demolishing the wall of a building outside the Nazis' Auschwitz-Birkenau death camp last week. Last week? When was this written? (2009). So how many years ago is that? 10, that's 13, 14 years ago, you guys. Message in a bottle in the Auschwitz camp in a wall was found. Okay, so workers demolishing the wall. Written by prisoners 65 years ago. The message hints at what happened to 6 Christians and 1 Jew whose cooperation helped them survive the Nazis. The Jewish survivor, Albert Weisid, or Weisid, tells the full story. It's Veissid. Weisid? Weisid? Hi, Sean B. Hello, you guys. Hi. Hello, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. It's kind of interesting, huh? The names of 7 prisoners, mostly Polish Christians, though one was French and one was Jewish, are still legible on the note. Their Nazi imprinted camp numbers, hometowns, and the fact that they were all between 18 and 20 years of age can also be read. The message was written in pencil and is dated September 9, 1944. The bottle was buried in a concrete wall that prisoners had been compelled to reinforce. The wall was in a building used as a warehouse by Nazis and more recently by a school located a few hundred meters from the actual camp. An Auschwitz, I think it's pronounced Auschwitz Museum spokesman said the authors of the note were young people who were trying to leave some trace of their existence behind them. That's sad. The author died in 1997. In the days following the news of the discovery, information has been learned about some of the 7 men. The author was Bronislaw Jankowiak, or Wyak, a Catholic Pole who was sent to the camp in 1943. He fled to Sweden in 1945, where he died in 1997. So he got out? His handwriting was recognized by a friend and by his daughter, Irene Jankowiak of Sweden. She told the AFP news service she was stunned when she found out her father's name was on the list and that he had spoken very little about his time in the camp. The clock stops at that moment and history came back to me and my family. We started wondering who he was and why he didn't tell us about it, Irene said. Another prisoner listed on the note, Karol Jakalski, now 83, still lives in his hometown of Lodz in central Poland, according to Auschwitz-Birkenau Museum officials and Polish website, reported that another of those named, Wacław Sobczak, 84, is living in Rabczyn in western Poland. Wow. But possibly the most interesting name on the list and the one who sheds the most light on its background is that of Albert Weisid, 84, a Jew who lives in Marseille. Did I pronounce that right? Marseille, France? It's Marseille. It's not Marseille, is it? I don't know French. I never have. Can't become a member to this channel. What? Destiny, you can't become a member to my channel? Oh, a member. That's different than a subscriber. Oh, you're telling someone. Yeah, because I'm not monetized, right? And honestly, I really, truly, pretty darn surely, probably never will. YouTube takes 30% or maybe 40%, and I forgot to put my PayPal up again, but I'll just say it. This time I keep forgetting. It's at Dakota, Dakota, Dame, Dame, and then my birth date, 0627, part of my birth date. Oh dear, Donna Clark, I bet. Hi, Anna. Hi, everybody, for coming in. All right. Weisseed stashed stolen marmalade for his 6 fellow prisoners in an Auschwitz bunker, and in exchange, the Christians gave the Jew their extra soup and included his name on their list. Weisseed told an Associated Press reporter that he never knew about the list of names in the bottle. I'm so very, very surprised, he said, a bit troubled too. Weisseed, a retired mason and clarinet player, told AP that he was born in Turkey, arrived in France as an infant, and was picked up at age 18 by the Gestapo. He was then sent to a string of prisons and camps before landing at Drancy, a transit camp northeast of Paris, from where 76,000 Jews were sent to concentration camps. Only about 3,000 returned. Oh my gosh, you guys. 76,000 were sent to the camps, 3,000 returned. Currently the site of a memorial to the deported Jews, Drancy, was in the news just 3 weeks ago. Remember, this was written in 2009. Yeah. Drancy was in the news just 3 weeks ago when it was vandalized and painted with swastikas in an anti-Semitic incident. Okay, so the memorial was vandalized. Currently the site of a memorial to the deported Jews. Drancy was in the news just 3 weeks ago when it was vandalized and painted. Yeah. I'm surprised that these Poles put me in this bottle, Weisseed said. I knew their faces but didn't remember the names. The Christian Poles worked on building sites while Weisseed worked beneath them, securing a bunker. They would steal marmalade and other provisions during the day, give them to him for safekeeping, and come at night to retrieve them, he said. In exchange, they brought him some of their leftover soup. They brought it to me, Weisseed recounted, and there was still so much that I gave it to others. I imagine they included me on their list. Oh, he smells a little of my leftover roast beef sandwich. I only have bread and a little bit of bread, mayonnaise, and lettuce left. Are you going to lick that? Oh my gosh. Gosh, you guys, they had them working. I mean, they were like starving and skin and bones. I've seen videos. I'm not going to talk. It scarred my brain. I saw them when I was 30 on a PBS show, and I watched it. It was black and white, of course. It was very disturbing. But yeah, how could they barely move? Hi, Gator Hater. Hi, Tenzi. She looks like my cat, your cat. Oh my gosh, she pulled the piece of bread, see? I got like a little piece of bread and mayonnaise and shredded lettuce left, and she pulled it off the plate. I made 2. I was like, they were like this big, and I made 2. Oh, good grief. Are you eating the bread? I give them meat and dry in the morning and night. I used to give them a handful of dry in the afternoon. I don't do it anymore because not this one, but they're getting overweight. And then this one just has its kitten chow sitting down there all the time when the other cats aren't in here. Like it's there right now, but because, you know, she's nursing, so she's probably, losing nutrients or something? All right. In exchange, they brought him some of their leftover soup. They brought it to me, Weisseed recounted, and there was still so much that I gave it to others. I imagine they included me on their list out of recognition that by hiding their supplies, I risked my life. Wow. In April 1945, 7 months after the list was written and hidden, the Nazis sensed impending defeat and forced Weisse and many others to walk without food for nearly 3 weeks to another camp. What? Did you guys know that? They had to walk 3 weeks? Hi, Wiccan. Hi, Maddie. I hope my cat doesn't throw up. I got to get the... All right, that's enough. All right. Obviously, he likes mayonnaise. Oh, my gosh. I don't like to give him people food, but I just kind of just let him have a little of that, didn't I? That's really sad. Many survivors have described these death marches as even worse than the preceding years of torture. If the war had lasted 1 more week, I wouldn't be here, Weisse said. When the war ended, he was taken by the Americans to Nuremberg, from where he took a train to France, beginning his life as a survivor of the Holocaust. At least 1.1 million people, 90% of whom were Jews, were killed in Auschwitz-Birkenau between 1940 and 1945. In a 5-year span, that many people. I mean, I knew it was high and horrific and everything, but I just... Okay. Are you okay? Hi, you guys. You're not too bored, are you? Remember, let me know if Jimmy starts. Oh. Okay, this one is discovered message leads to a new life. A couple vacationing in Hawaii in 1979 decided to have a bit of fun by placing notes and cash inside empty champagne bottles, notes and cash, and tossing them into the Pacific from their cruise ship. The couple, Dorothy and John Peckham, added $1 to each bottle as a way to provide postage to anyone who should find the bottles and wish to write back to them. Hi, Cameron. They must have been pretty darn buzzed on their champagne to be, hi, sidekick, to be thinking that stuff up, huh? Well, let's put $1 in the bottle for postage in case they decide to write us back. And they threw multiple champagne bottles. I mean, that's what it said. Well, it didn't say multiple, but it said each bottle inside empty champagne bottles. Wow. Okay. Dorothy and John waited 4 years before they received a response. Then in 1983, they received a letter from a former Vietnamese soldier named Hoa Van Nguyen. Guyen, who had found one of the champagne bottles with his brother under rather difficult circumstances. At the time the brothers discovered the bottle, they were floating helplessly off the coast of Thailand in an attempt to escape their miserable lives under the Vietnamese government. When they reached shore, they used the $1 to purchase postage and mailed a letter to the Peckhams. Wow, you guys. They wrote asking if the couple would be able to assist the Nguyen family relocate to the United States. The Peckhams were thrilled to receive the letter and determined to make the Vietnamese family's immigration happen. 2 years later, in 1985, the Peckhams met the Nguyen and were able to help him and his family move to the U.S. to begin a new, happier life. Wow, that's a happy story. Isn't that cool? Must have plenty of bottles to share. Says Criminal Man. Oh, good. The kitty's in there. Okay, so wow, interesting. They were halfway through their cruise and away from their bridge game. Okay, so these are a few more details on it. Midway through the 1979 Christmas cruise, on their way to Hawaii, Dorothy and John Henry Peckham of Whittier drifted away from their bridge game and joined in another shipboard activity, tossing bottles into the Pacific with their names inside in the hope that someone would find them someday and write back. Little did they expect that one of the wine bottles that had been dropped into the sea that lazy shipboard afternoon would alter the lives of a family of Vietnamese boat people traveling on a very different sort of voyage more than 3 years later. It was March 4th, 1983, Peckham's 70th birthday, when his wife found an aerogram in the mailbox. It was addressed to her and posted from Thailand on her husband's birthday. I know, isn't that amazing? Floating mailbox. We have received a floating mailbox by a bottle on the way from Vietnam to Thailand. The letter read, "We tried to find freedom. We received the box at a direction southwest of Songla Beach, about 15 kilometers. Now we send a message to the boss, and we wish that you will answer us sooner. Both English and Vietnamese are acceptable." Wow. It was signed Wa Van Nijgen or whatever. Today, more than 5 years after the Peckhams dropped their bottle into the Pacific, they will meet the man who picked it up 9,000 miles away off the coast of Thailand, you guys. Wow. What impressed us so much about this fellow was that he was escaping from Vietnam in one of these rickety, shallow river boats, and he saw this bottle and used the dollar bill Dorothy put inside it for postage to send us a letter, rather than using it for all the other things they must have needed, said a Peckham, a Los Angeles attorney. Yeah. So they decided to sponsor him. Oh, wow. They met in LA at the airport, with his wife, their 1-year-old baby, and Hoa's brother. That first letter that Dorothy Peckham's bottle had prompted sent the couple scurrying to map books just to find the location of Zongla Beach, Thailand, in the Gulf of Thailand. We calculated that it was almost 9,000 miles. She said, it traveled through all those Pacific islands, the Philippines, all over. You just wonder how it got there, quietly going through all those storms during 3 years at sea. How come it didn't hit a reef or a boat or something? Wow. A spokeswoman for the Royal Viking Line, the cruise line, and whose ship the Peckhams had been traveling, said Pacific currents often carry bottles to far-flung spots, including Australia, Japan, and Singapore, but never to a Vietnamese boat person, as far as we know. Wow. So Nijgen was single at the time and traveling with his young brother when they found the bottle. Shortly thereafter, he made his way to a refugee camp. He would tell us about the refugee camps he was in. He was in 3 camps during the time we were writing each other, and with each letter we would learn something new, Dorothy Peckham recalled. Soon she said they received a wedding picture of Naijan with his new bride, whom he had met in a Thai refugee camp. 9 months later came a picture of a new baby. Finally, there was a request for help to immigrate to America. The Peckhams contacted the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service and were referred to the Catholic Welfare Bureau of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, which resettled about 1,800 Vietnamese refugees here last year. But this was written in 2009. In February, they were granted their refugee status. He got a job in the field of auto mechanics. An apartment was waiting for them through a church in Echo Park. We've got the apartment ready with cooking utensils, curtains, bedding, and things. Dorothy Peckham said, I guess we're ready for them, but I haven't the faintest idea what to say when they come. Welcome to America? I guess that's the thing to say. Wow. Okay, I probably went on a little too long about that story. It was cool for a 13-year-old boy for sure. Hi, Rock54. Hello. Any names? Don't want to miss any names. Oh. I have a bunch of Vietnamese friends. They're really nice, says Criminal Med. Yeah. When I was married, to my son's dad, we sponsored through that Christian Children's Fund thing. So she was 5 then. Her last name was Kamsua. And now I can't remember her first name, but I have the rice papers made out of rice that they wrote on. And her father wrote me, and they thanked us for, not only, but we gave them $50 a month. And, and then it's $30 a month or back then to sponsor. But we did that for, I want to say 5 years. I got pictures. I got all kinds of stuff. I should show it sometime. I might be able to get in there and grab it now. Does anyone want to see it? Like the paper and stuff? Or Teacup Mama. Hi. Hi, Becky. Hi. Does anyone want to see the picture? This was, okay, so I was 33. Oh, it's about 30 years old. It's a very nice thing to do. I want to see. Okay. All right, let me, I know it's on the far left in the closet. I'm going to mute this. Christian Children's Fund. There's one letter. And then I spotted the envelopes. Here's one. I have a picture of her in here somewhere. Oh God, it's gonna make me cry. It's Bangkok. I'm covering up my address a little bit. See Bangkok, Thailand on there. Back onto the window still, Megan. Looks like it might fall. No. Oh, I haven't seen this in so long. Look at it. Oh. Million things she gave me. O means only that she's something old. Is for the tears she shed to is hers a pure as gold. E is for her. Oh, mother. M is for the million things she gave me. O means only that she's growing old. T is for the tears she shed to save me. H is for heart of purest gold. E is for her eyes with love light shining. R means right, and right shall always be. Put them all together, they spell mother, a word that means the world to me. Oh God, you guys, she sent that to me on your sponsored child. Oh, there's the name. See, Kamsu is the last name. Kanika. Oh God, you guys. Oh God. Oh, shit. Oh my God, you guys, out of all these papers, here it is. That's her. Oh God, you guys, I haven't pulled this stuff out in so long. Wow. I mean, think about it. She's got to be like 35 now. I just wanted to find one more thing. She has a picture of, we sent $50 so she could get a bike. She walked really far alone to school. I hope she's still alive. What that, Tina? Do you sponsor children abroad? At Papercut Tina. What? That what, Tina? Yeah, I did 30 years ago when, you know, when I had the money to, you know, when I was married and my husband was working and stuff. Yeah. Yep, I sponsored Kanika Kamsua. Is this her family? No, this is another family. Okay. And anyway, so I got divorced and I couldn't keep it up, and I called him and I was crying, of course. And I said, I don't want her to feel like I don't care anymore. You know, are they going to have food and this kind of thing? And she said, don't worry, Miss Keycheck or whatever. She said, another family will take over. I was so relieved. I just can't even tell you. I'm just trying to find. Kitty, what are you doing? You guys probably think I'm a hoarder. I'm not really a hoarder, but I like to see things from my past, which is being a hoarder, I guess. But like I have all my mother's postcards through the past 20, 30 years. All her, you know, any pictures, my father, my sister, but that's because I don't live near them and I don't see them hardly at all. And when I have been able to visit, it's been, 4 days, and then 4 years will go by, and it will be 4 days, and 2 years will go by, and so it's never like a whole week or anything. I mean, I don't even know like if this fund is still. Oh, weird. I just came across another picture of another family. Aw. So she made this Christmas card apparently for me way back. She's a good little drawer. And then, Lamphun Child Developmental Center. Kanika Kamsua. And there's Thailand writing. Okay, I'm almost done digging in here. You guys are, oh, there we are. See, lots of different things. Here's another one. She liked to draw the water a lot and the beach. Beautiful card. Thank you. I didn't let myself start bawling. Oh, and this was her. I think this was her. She's born July 7, 1993. So if I wanted to look her up, I could, but. And then these, see, this is what I was looking for. Look at all these letters. I mean, here's another Christmas card. Look at all these letters. I'm not going to pull every single one out. I wanted to show you the rice paper on one. This is rice paper. So she drew another picture. This is what look at that. Can you guys hear that? Thin, thin paper. Apparently this is rice paper. I'll read this little letter. Dear sponsor, Kanika Kamsua goes to school every day. After school, she does homework. She studies in kindergarten. She knew about language more. She helps mother doing housework and looking after younger sibling. Her parents carried her and younger sibling visiting Loy Krathong Fair on 22nd November 1999. It was enjoyable. Loy Krathong Festival is held during November of every year. Thai people will float krathongs into the river in order to apology the river that they use water for utilization. There are some flowers, candles, and joss sticks in the cretonnes. Her parents go to the farm every day. They harvest some rice now. The weather is cool here. The flowers were flowing now. They are beautifully. If you would like to visit Thailand, you should come here during winter. Kanika and her family are well. Finally, may you and your family be blessed with happiness and success. Sincerely yours on behalf of your sponsored child, Kanika Kamsua, case number 151, written by her father. Okay. Oh, Lord. And it was translated. Translation. Okay, I'm going to start crying. I'll never throw these away. There's just certain things you just have to hang on to. And I'll put all this away later. Hope you guys weren't too bored or whatever. Wow, that's really thin paper, says Teresa. I know. Hi, Mama Michelle. I could try to find her on Facebook or something. But if I found out she was passed away it's just, I guess it's an excuse. I guess I'm making excuses. My life is so kind of busy, and I don't know, maybe someday, I don't know. Okay, I've been on 1 hour and 6 minutes. I got 65 watching, you guys. I don't see 65 in the chat. Are you sure that means 65 in the chat? And couldn't they be watching on Facebook too? I don't know. Wow. The oldest message in a bottle from German ship called Paula. The ship was called Paula, the oldest message in a bottle. In 2018, an Australian woman discovered the oldest known message in a bottle. On sand dunes in Australia, Tanya Illman discovered a bottle while walking along the beach and picked it up, thinking it would be an attractive decoration to place on her bookshelf. To her surprise, her son's girlfriend noticed a rolled-up piece of paper secured with a small piece of string inside the bottle. After letting the bottle and note dry out, Illman and her family unrolled the note to find handwriting in German that it included information about the location and route of a ship called the Paula. At first, Illman assumed the message was a hoax. However, Illman's husband did some research online. The message included a date which corresponded with an ongoing program conducted in Germany from 1864 to 1963. Captains would routinely throw bottles in the sea and write down the name of the ship, the date, the precise coordinates, and the travel route. Given the message included this information, the family took the bottle to a maritime museum where a curator determined the message was authentic and had indeed been released as part of the program. Hi, Dollar. Oh, the message in the bottle was roughly 132 years old. This makes it the oldest known message in a bottle, surpassing the previous record of 108. Hi, Jez Chillin. Hi. Thanks, everyone, for coming over. Jimmy isn't live, right? For those people that know, I'm a mod on his channel and a supporter and everything. I don't know when other people go live. A message that is better late than never. That's the title of this one. Another poignant World War I story involving a message in a bottle concerns a young British soldier named Private Thomas Hughes. It was 1914, the first year in the war, and Hughes was lonely aboard a transport ship. His He wrote a letter to his wife, but with no way to mail it to her, he decided to take a chance to stuff the letter into a ginger ale bottle, seal it, and cast it into the English Channel. Poor Private Hughes died only 2 days later on a French battlefield. His wife never received his letter. But that was not the end of the story. Decades later, in 1999, the bottle was found bobbing around in the Thames by a local fisherman. Thames, isn't that like French? Hi, Lisa Heath. Hi, Moonlight Magic. Sorry. Hello to all the new people coming in. Isn't the Thames, Thames, like a French thing? He and others tried to find Hughes' wife, but it turned out she had passed away in 1979. However, a little more digging produced some good news. It was discovered that Hughes had a daughter who was then an elderly 86-year-old living in New Zealand. She was only 1 year old when she lost her father, but she lived to receive the letter he wrote to her mother all those years ago. His message read, "Oh my gosh, you guys, this is all kind of sad. Oh, it's in England." Gray. Hi, Gray. She says it's in London. Becky says England. It's the same thing pretty much, right? This is what the letter said. "Dear wife, I am writing this note on this boat and dropping it into the sea just to see if it will reach you. If it does, sign this envelope on the right-hand bottom corner where it says receipt. Put the date and hour of receipt and your name where it says signature and look after it well. Ta-ta, sweet. For the present, your hubby." Oh, pronounced Tim's. Oh, I didn't know that. That's sad. Ta-ta, sweet. A far-flung message of love. In 1956, a young Swedish man named Aki Viking was out at sea and lonely for love. One evening, he decided to send his quest for love out into the ocean via a message in a bottle. After all, back then there were no internet dating sites. The note included his contact information and a message that read, "To someone beautiful and far away." Wow. He did not seriously think anything would come out of it, or would come of it. But 2 years later, he received a response from an Italian woman named, it's Paolina. Is that Paulina? Paulina? It's Pau, isn't it? When she wrote back to him, she explained, "It's so miraculous that the bottle should have traveled so far and long to reach me that I must send you an answer." The two began to write letters back and forth and fell in love over the course of their correspondence. Eventually, the couple met, and Viking left his life at sea to marry Paulina and move to Sicily. Oh my gosh, you guys. Friar Park is the town, Henry on Times. Thames, not Times. Wow, did you hear that? Isn't that beautiful? He moved to Italy and married her. He found his love through a bottle, message in a bottle. The oldest survivor, more than 100 years ago. Navigators and nautical chart makers used float bottles to learn more about the currents and tides in different bodies of water. In 1914, the Glasgow School of Navigation in Scotland cast more than 1,889 bottles into the sea. Each of the bottles contained a printed card with instructions describing how to report the bottle back to the navigation school. Fast forward to 2011 when a Scottish fisherman finally found one of the bottles while pulling in his fishing nets. To date, it is the oldest message in a bottle found in the modern era, and it is recorded in the Guinness Book of World Records. Over the years, more than 300 of the project's nearly 2,000 bottles have washed ashore. Hi, Aussie True Crime. Hi. How's it going, everybody? Hi, Kathy Blank, Stars Above. I know, these are kind of nice stories. There's not a ton of them, don't worry. And in fact, I think there's just one or two more. Star-Crossed Lovers. That's the name of this one. And I'm yawning again. I went to bed at 2 a.m., you guys, instead of 4. I shouldn't be so darn tired. My son woke me up at 10, which is a whole 8 hours later, but I probably really needed it. On a lonely Christmas day in 1945, a 21-year-old soldier named Frank Hayostek was returning from World War II to start a new life back home. While leaving on a transport ship, he tossed a letter and a bottle overboard, hoping that maybe his message would be discovered and he'd make a new friend. The bottle floated around the sea for 8 months, finally washing ashore in Ireland, where a 19-year-old milkmaid named Breda O'Sullivan found it. Maybe it's pronounced Breda. Breda. Read the note and decided to write to the young veteran, marking the beginning of their 7-year correspondence. Eventually, Hayostek's interest was piqued enough to plan a trip to Ireland and meet O'Sullivan, who was also keen to meet Hayostek. He didn't make much money, but was able to set aside $30 per month, and after 6 years, he at long last flew to Ireland. Somehow the international press heard of the long-distance romance and pursued the couple as Hayostek arrived at Shannon Airport. Apparently, he stayed in Ireland for 2 weeks, but nothing is known of what happened during that time, except that the romance fizzled out. Well, at least they got to meet, right? Hi, you guys. How is everyone today on Wednesday? Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just going to say it right here. It's been a pretty good day. I didn't have to wait 2 hours to get through on my son's SSI card to find out why it wasn't working, because we still haven't paid rent this month. And I found out that there was, I guess they feel fraudulent use being done, and they restricted the card. I was kind of upset. I was like, don't you guys send letters? Don't you let people know? I mean, they said they did. I never got it. Mail does get lost and switched around here now and then, but we had no way of knowing. You know what I mean? But that's a relief to know there's like a legit reason. Okay, because I'm not usually late with my rent. I've lived here 22 years. In fact, I've never been late yet. If anything, I'm usually early. Hi, Green Goblin. So before I went live, I spent some time down at the office dealing with that. Oh, and the information after waiting 2 hours and faxing stuff to get the balance, they never received it. They can't find it. So now I got to send it again. And I told her, I said, I don't mean to be rude, and I know you're just doing your job. But like, what? You know? Hi, Kay Marie. Hi, Lloyd Boston. It is cold. Where you are? Lisa, are you on repeat? Yeah, it's getting chillier. It's 4:52 here. Okay. The Uncorker of Ocean Bottles. That's the name of this one. You like the movie Message in a Bottle, just not the ending. Oh, I didn't even know there was a movie by that. You need a nap. Yeah, now you're like that. I wanted to keep sleeping. All right. But you guys all heard the 16, I think it's 16 people, new or not new, but the people were divulged who are on Turtle Island. That's nice. I'm not going to say them here. I mean, I know of a few. Tattooed Rebel made it on. That was really nice. I literally wanted to forfeit my position like happily and give it to him. You know, I mean, it's really cool being on the island, but I knew, he really wanted it. But he's on. Hi, Peachy. Hi, Honey Bunny. Hi, all of you. Pretty cool here, but beautiful. Fall changing colors is beautiful. Yeah, I'm beginning to think fall is my favorite season. I mean, summer's fun and all, but I mean, when you go to the beach a lot, swim and all that, like when I was younger, it might have been my favorite. Spring's okay. It rains a lot, a lot here. In winter's odd, you guys. This part of Washington I'm 2 hours from Seattle by the bay and stuff. And literally, like, I'm hoping and nearly praying for snow on Christmas Day because we don't hardly ever have snow in December or anything. And usually, the closer we get to January and frankly, even March, it'll start snowing. There's been a few years where it's literally snowed on Christmas Day in the morning. Okay, right. Stars Above says JLR, perplexed. Queen Bee's on there, you guys. Hi, Hot Damn. Hello. Thank you, everybody. Are you hitting the like as you come in? I need to be reminded even when I'm over on other people's channels. Okay, the uncorker of ocean bottles. Oh, I might be sitting too, like on this mattress, that makes me love fall everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nancy Grace is the honorary person. Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy said she was on there. Queen Elizabeth I ruled England during the mid to late 16th century. Her long reign was considered a golden age, but it was also known as an age of danger, intrigue, and piracy. Indeed, Queen Elizabeth I encouraged piracy, then politely known as privateering, and even affectionately referred to her favorite pirates as sea dogs. It was not uncommon for pirates and other nefarious types to attempt to transmit messages via a floating bottle. The Queen considered such messages so important that she created the office of the Royal Uncorker of Ocean Bottles. The holder of this position was the only person authorized to open discovered floating bottles. And anyone else caught attempting to uncork an ocean bottle would be arrested and charged with a capital crime. Okay. Here's one called A Mother's Love. Sometimes, due to death or distance, a person is unable to send a message to a loved one in the conventional ways. Such was the case for a French mother crossing the English Channel on a ferry back in 2002. She had lost her son, Maurice Morris, when he was only 13 years old. In her grief, she sent a teardrop shaped bottle, some items of children's clothing, and lilies into the sea. Wow. The bottle contained the following heartbreaking message. Okay, this is what it said. Forgive me for being so angry at your disappearance. I still think there's been some mistake, and I keep waiting for God to fix it. Forgive me for not having known how to protect you from death. Forgive me for not having been able to find the words at that terrible moment when you slipped through my fingers. Wow. The bottle and other items drifted away from the ferry boat and out of sight. However, the bottle was retrieved only a few weeks later when two individuals named Sue Pato and Karen Liebrick found it on a beach in Kent, England. Captivated, the two women had the letter Alrighty then. Two individuals named Sue Pato and Karen Liebrick found the bottle on a beach in Kent, England. Captivated, the two women had the letter translated and searched for the letter's author for several years, resulting in the publication of Liebrick's book, The Letter in the Bottle, detailing the discovery and search. A few years later, the mother, who remains unnamed, contacted Liebrick, and the two women finally met in France. That's beautiful. It does sound a little sad, doesn't it, Teresa? Thank you. Well, Daddy Kitty came in. I don't know about Mama Kitty. Oh, Gray's crying. I know. I know. Oh, can you hear the kittens, you guys?
He needs to go out.
Yeah, he's trying to get in the litter box. No, he can be in here if I just...
He can't. He's going to distract.
Well, I don't know, though. He might be okay. That's okay. Are you... Oh, I don't think anyone could see you. Just the corner of the door, so you weren't shown. You weren't shown. Don't worry, hon. Yeah, that's so sad. That is sad. The professional Harold Hackett, a resident of Prince Edward Island in Canada, had a lifelong interest in the mystery of the messages floating in bottles. In 1996, the amateur fisherman decided to try sending such bottles out to sea and wait for the results. To increase his chances of having even one bottle retrieved by someone, he sent more than 4,800 bottles, complete with messages, into the sea. Wow! Over the years, he has received more than 3,000 responses from the delighted people who found them. It makes you want to do it, huh? Send a message in a bottle. Okay, last story here. Testing the waters. Sending off a message in a bottle is nothing new. While the first known glass bottles were made around 1500 BCE, the earliest recorded example of casting one into the sea didn't take place until 310 BCE, when ancient Greek philosopher Theophrastus took the plunge. The message he sent is unknown, but his intention was to demonstrate the theory that the waters of the Atlantic Ocean created the Mediterranean Sea. Wow, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so does anyone have a message in the bottle story? Don't be shy. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've ever done it. I know you can buy those little bottles with like a piece of rolled up paper in it, but you'd have to break the bottle to get the message. You know, they're really small. Or does anyone know anyone that has gotten a bottle? I'll put the link in. I'll put the link in and see who isn't scared. Don't be scared. How do I do this? Oh, I almost hit leave studio, you guys. Oh gosh, that would have been a bummer. What? I can't post a comment on my own? Oh, there we go. All right. Yay. See, I'm a pro at it now. Okay, who wants to come up on panel? Does anyone want to come up with me, talk about message in a bottle? Someone you've heard that got a message? If you did a message in a bottle, what would you like to say? I wonder what I would say. I don't know. Oops, stuck. My son did it at 13, says Donna Clark. Do you want to come up and talk about it? You don't have to have your picture on if you don't want. Oops. Oh, Lord. Nobody wants to come up now? Oh, that's funny, Becky. Message in a bottle, yeah. Can't wait for this. It's going to be good tonight. What's going to be good tonight? Oh, hi, Yvonne. Dolly in 30 minutes. Okay, I see side. See that? All righty then. Wait, how long ago is that? Is it still 30 minutes? Wait. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to shut the, end the live. Thank you, everybody. I really mean it. Thank you for coming to, oops. Thank you for coming to I Just Don't Give a Sip. And to hearing these cool stories about messages in a bottle. I thought it was kind of neat. I've never read stuff like this. I mean, I've heard about it, and I heard one story once, but I don't even remember what it was about. I think I heard about it 20 years ago or something. But thank you. And I'll just end this live now, and I should be having something tomorrow, more than likely a mystery. And as we head in closer to the, some people call it Halloween, some people call it, what do they call it? Harvest season or something. But yeah. All right. Thanks for coming by. Thank you. I love you guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you'd like to, and tell your friends. All right. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys over on Jimmy's in stream.